Marvel Commanders, welcome to your next briefing. I'm glad you're here today. You look good. Today is a bit of a special event because we will not only plan the center a bit already, we will also debrief regarding the war we just had. So this is also our official war debriefing, and we try to get some lessons learned out of it and just sum it up, close it, and move forward. Yeah. So I just want to show you again how it all started and how dire the situation was at a certain point. So what you see here is the center, and what you see is a lot of red, because it was, I think, approximately the 5th or 6th day where the enemies managed to break through to the southeast, because we were utterly obliterated during night in the east and southeast sector, where we just landed mainly to destroy Danish myths. After we went to bed and we woke up and we were turned from red to green. As you know, I'm very sensitive with turning anybody in any scenario from red to green is the loss of every credibility you will ever have in this game as a player and also as a human. Don't you worry. So never, never, never do that if you're in a leadership position, even if it means you lose a world. It's worth sometimes to lose one worth, but to not use your integrity. So, as you know, that was the situation at the peak of the enemy strength, reaching the center and giving us some headaches. However, we calculated that this would happen. We knew that this would happen because reading the map, there was no other option for us, because most of our people were destroyed overnight when the war started by the enemies, and they were forced to do a sector jump. So our people were actually far away the first days. So that was just to remind you guys, yeah, we're strong now and it looks all fine and good, but it was not always fine and good. And although the enemy always says they never had the intention to fight us seriously or to fight for the center, they went all in, yeah, just to be sure. If they would have smelt the opportunity to push us out, have no single doubt they would have taken the center. If they would have a smidge of opportunity, have no doubt that they would have done it. However, things came a bit different, and I will want to show you the key strategic aspect that led us to win this war. There are many different variables, of course, there are many different reasons, but one of the main aspects was the biggest resonator on the map. This is basically north of the center. We have this level 44 resonator. No, go a bit left. And this was the game changer at the beginning, because the enemy had a strong foothold here in the north, as you can see, already at day one. This is how they were a bit even more, they were closer to a resonator at day one after the war. They even owned the resonator at day one. What happened was that we had not a single main offensive base available there, except of my own base. I was the only guy that was in range there. And what happened together with, I think, some secondary bases or some third offs, we were able to push them back in the first day. And at the first day, we completely wiped this area there. However, they owned the resonator with Rockefeller's main base, which was a level 40 base some weeks ago, was quite high for us. And it took my secondary off, I think, 38 runs to free this resonator for us. And that was very, very important, because the enemy did not understand correctly, I think, that owning this resonator can give them a realistic chance in winning this war, because all of their bases on the entire map would be twice as hard to kill. However, once we took the resonator back in day one, and we shot a ruin there basically, and I jumped back with my secondary off so they cannot get rid of the ruin for another 24 hours, things were quite safe for the resonator. They pushed down to the resonator like this 3 times. 3 times, we wiped them, they wiped us. We wiped them, they wiped us. The only difference was they had 5-6 players there with the main offs. We just had, at the beginning, the first 3 days, me and Sputzi. We were the only guys there. At the 3rd day, however, US Heidenheim, Mannfelder Bube, and if I'm not wrong, Panzernik arrived. And then it was, of course, it was clear for me, okay, this war is won. I told you in the first week, we won this war already, although they were sitting at the center. And the reason why I said this is, it's because of this resonator. And the resonator was safe after the third day when those guys arrived. So just wanted to show you this so you understand what I understand. As I said, there are many different variables and factors. But winning or losing this war, this resonator had made all the difference for them. And they had it at the beginning. They were not able to keep it. So, yeah, this is basically the situation, how it looked like on day 4 of 5, when on the right side, US Heidenheim arrived and was able to wipe the right side. They deployed on the left again in the meanwhile. Luckily, I was able then to clean them off again. And then on the left, there was already our reinforcements arriving. Once our reinforcements arrived, they were out here. They had no chance. With 3 or 4 of our players can easily outplay 3 or 4 of their players. Also, of course, those guys that arrived were heavy hitters. They were big guys. So that was the moment where we know, okay, we won this war. It's now just getting ugly and annoying. Keep your cool and move forward. So yeah, that was really, really good. Key moments, the resonator. That's basically our first counter-strikes, our more, let's say, significant counter-strikes were there, north of the center. And they basically won the match for us. Of course, having the highest reactor is a nice goodie as well. That helps here, right? Yeah, so much for that. The war was intense and long. For me personally, it was my longest war here in this game for nearly a month, I think now. Yeah, this is going on. Of course, with peaks and with more quiet times. But while most of you or everybody contributed to this war tremendously, I can name a lot of people that did extraordinary work. Whether or not it's BVB Uli cleaning the northeastern flank completely by himself, whether or not it's Steve and Marco, also called Benutzername here in this world, jumping left and right and stealing the resonator on the southeast constantly together with Alpha Female Brenda. That was great to watch. We had like a lot of actions with C3, Hak, Dai, everybody. Basically everybody shot bases and got shot. But there are 2 people that did some extraordinary work. And I want to mention those people. Before I mention those 2 guys, however, I want to show you also how intense this war was. This is the resonator in the north sector. As you know, they jumped there frequently to kill the smaller wing bases because they think it's awesome to kill 30 level 20 bases. But also, at the beginning at least, at the first 2 weeks, this resonator was a major conflict point. In one day, this resonator changed ownership 5 times. Can you imagine how many bases you have to kill and move to change a POI ownership 5 times in a single day? So that was really awesome to watch first. It was fun. It affected our tactics when the enemy owned the resonator or when we owned the resonator or our wing. It changed how we attacked. It changed when we attacked. So that was really amazing gameplay. That was also good gameplay by the enemies, hands down. I didn't like the fact that they started then to just kill lower bases and brag about their high PvP count. It's ridiculously stupid. But playing for the resonator POI was, of course, a smart move. They could not hold it, of course, because Muppet Vikings did a very good job in defending it. And there is a reason why we reallocated the entire Muppet Vikings alliance and the entire Muppet 2 alliance to the north sector. This is not a coincidence. It's because the highest resonator in this world and this other level, I think it's a level 37 resonator, are located in the north and were very exposed. So we dropped 100 players there to make sure they will have a hard time getting them. And this is exactly what happened. They had a hard time getting this resonator. And this is also a big shout out to our wings, Muppet Vikings, also Muppet 2. Especially some players in Muppet Vikings, you did a fantastic job up there. You did really, really well. I'm really happy to have you guys on board. You did really annoy the enemy by kicking their asses up there. I was really happy to see how you were able to organize yourself. That was some good shit. That was really some good shit to watch. So let's move on to the two special mentioning I want to do. The first guy is Papa Heiko. I call Heiko from now on, or since some weeks, only Papa Heiko. Because Papa Heiko is always there when shit is getting serious. It was Papa Heiko basically wrecking the east sector of the enemy. And it was Papa Heiko not giving a fuck and jumping to the north to fuck the next wave of the enemies. So Heiko, you have my deepest respect. You're a dedicated, awesome person. And you were really some big headaches for the enemy. You did some really, really good job there. Let me get some away. You did a really good job there kicking their asses, man. That was awesome to watch. What you see here, by the way, this is Heiko's base and all around our enemy bases. And this is how Heiko operates. He jumps into the middle of enemies and just does his thing. And he does a good thing. Yeah. So thank you very much, Heiko, for your activity there and for your awesome PvP work. The second person is Suti. Suti did exactly the same thing that Heiko did, just a bit more to the south, and shot constantly their third big resonator, which is also a level 40 resonator, if I'm not wrong, in the southeast sector. And both were getting killed, would fly in the area for 24 hours, place their base, and cause havoc again. Just wipe them out again. And then maybe they would be killed because they're not 24 hours per day online, and then again after 24 hours they would take everything back. That takes really some good planning, some good mindset, some mental stability, and simply some good micromanagement. And you know a person is a good PvP player when he constantly attacks two bases, enemy bases at the same time. You know, you can double your output in PvP by keeping a cool mind, keeping a cool finger, and knowing exactly when you need to refresh your browser so it doesn't freeze. So good job there, guys. I'm really, really proud of you. After getting some approvals left and right, I'm glad to announce that you have been officially receiving your Kermit star. You did really, really good. I hope to see you also in the next worlds with us. There will be more wars awaiting. No worries at all. So I think so much for the war debriefing. One thing we could still do is go to the sat-nav view and just close the war by making a current assessment. The only thing that is happening is that in the southwest sector, Hudson is feeling very strong, just trying to be annoying. We have Hudson, we have Zen, we have 4 or 5 players still being active here. As you can see, I have a base floating around here that will cause them some problems very soon. They have no POIs at all, except of this POIs you see here, 2 resonators and 1 aircraft. That's it, yeah. So much for that. In the southeast, we have, one moment, Mantis Blue, yes. I jumped. In the southeast, we have Sweetie still jumping around. He's a good guy. He enjoys PvP, so he will be around here. Please, everybody who was allocated to the southeastern farm regions, keep your 2nd and 3rd ops here in this area. Be ready to defend against Sweetie when required. He's from Poland. He's not online normally between 9-10 a.m. European time and 3 p.m. European time. Make this with this information whatever you want. I assume that this info will be leaked to him, so he might be online actually the next days, which is okay. Not a problem at all. Everything else is clear, guys. There is no threat. I do not think anybody can reach our hub bases. We have main bases all around. We are catering right now to shoot the center. So this war is concluded, is done, is finished. 50 rebels did their thing. They paid for it. I know I say that again and again and again. Don't believe their bullshit and nonsense they're telling you. You guys know us by now. You saw the emails, you saw what happened, you saw who and how they shot us. And when it actually happened, before it happened, the night, people were telling me, turn them white at least. And I said, no, it's not a good time to escalate. Well, we saw who escalated and how they escalated. And, you know, it was getting cocky, getting overconfident, getting like, oh yeah, we can do that. Oh, but it will be so annoying. Oh, you have no idea what's happening. No, you had no idea what you're doing. You had no idea with what kind of people you're messing. And maybe I can show you this also. Is this the right picture? No. I got the picture now, I guess. Yes. Here it is. So it's just an example, it's nothing special. But, you know, we on our side, on the Muppet side, we had a WhatsApp group, we had Discord, we had people that would do night shifts, we had people that would do day shifts, we had people that would immediately, whenever a main would be attacked, tell us in WhatsApp before the first attack is even finished, and somebody would jump in. I can remember Sihat calling his friend Kutna just out of the blue at like, I don't know if it was 10 p.m. or can't remember. And Kutna would come online within 60 seconds and shoot back. Like, what the hell? That was really great to watch. And we would really plan every movement. We would plan, every region had their strategy, and based on that strategy, like the main goal, we would deploy tactics. Sometimes, of course, it was just a hammer throwing a Heiko in or a Suti in or whoever who would just clean. Most of the time, our jumpings were really well planned and timed together so that we could act accordingly. Yeah, and not only for one day, not only for 1 week, constantly. And this was of course makes the difference at the end, what makes also the PvP quality difference at the end. Firepower plays of course a role, POI plays a role, etc. But again, we were shot away from like 4 sectors. We were wiped. We were wiped from 4 sectors. And the reason why we won were because of things like that. Because we plan, we take it seriously. And Baladin told me today, it's very dangerous if you have a dedicated group, even if it's a small group. And in our case, we had a big, dedicated, angry and strong group. And it's very foolish to wage war against such a group. If I would be the enemy, I would have thrown in the towel much earlier to save my alliance. But they didn't listen, they didn't want, okay, all right, then let's keep it going. Now we're done with this war, okay? Thank you very much, guys, for participating, everybody. So while we are done for this war, I changed to a bigger set view. Here is the center. We are collecting our main bases here. I gave you orders. Everybody with a plus 40 off should be closer to the center. Everybody else should be a bit more outside, at least 5 or 6 feet away from the center. At the end, it doesn't make really a difference, but it gives players an order how to jump. I kindly ask you to respect this ordering of off levels and off strengths, and I kindly ask you to pull out your cache bases here so we make space and can jump in. And Steve and other officers will write you personally to jump left and right out if required. Please listen to our officers. There will be 5 people from Muppet Vikings, 5 people from the Muppet Show 2, and some other people that will do the center with us and badge with us. For this purpose, you will receive an email today or tomorrow, and you should be available Sunday night German time around 8 p.m. German time. Everything will be in the email. It's now public information that on Sunday 8 p.m. we will shoot the center together. And I would be very happy if you could be in Discord for a better communication. At least you have to be in the chat. And you are not allowed to shoot or to put in your virus, your set code, without a clear instruction. You will only act upon the center with a clear instruction. When you hear your name, you are next shooting. And while we shoot the center, the chat will be kept clear. No hi, no thank you, no okay, no whatever. We need this to communicate with our people. And also additionally, we are in Discord to make sure nothing goes wrong. More information will follow in an email. I think that's enough for today. You also will get more instruction on the day when we shoot the center. Just be available, please. Your availability is the most important thing. Sorry for the long video. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, we do this just for fun. It's just a game. Last but not least, guys. I know. I'm sorry. Go to the forum, go to General Talk, and please go here, join our next world, and fill out this form. Everybody, if you want to start a new next world with us, fill out this form, please, so we can contact you outside of this game, send you one email if we start a new world, and perhaps you want to join. The Muppet Alliance is over a decade old. This is the first center for the Muppet Alliance, because we had a long break, etc. pp. When we started this game, there was no center game even. It was implemented later on. I really want to get a rank 1 badge for the Muppet Alliance. And I don't know which world it will be, but I know that I will need your help. I need the Heikos and Sutis and Panzerniks and Siats and Kutnas and US Heidenheims and Taras and perhaps even the big Schwanker guys. I would be happy. The Danos and Poos and Grelos and Terrence, whoever you are. I would be happy if you would join us and make it more realistic for us to get a number 1 badge for the Muppet Show. It's a little dream for us to really get it. And you see, we are dedicated, we have fun here to do it. And at the end, guys, it's just a game. Keep it cool, keep it polite, keep it respectful. Don't forget that always on the other side of the screen, there is an actual human sitting. Yeah. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.